What is going on, people? It's your boy S&SvsThe, and today we're reviewing Fear Street 1994. I was super excited for this movie because the way it was depicted was this continuation in three parts of slasher horror, right? I think for the first one, the next one was going to be the 18 whatever, which is like a camp Lakewood type situation, and then the last one was like a witch burning series, whatever happened. So three different types of horrors, and this one is supposed to be the slasher one. And in the beginning, that's the feel it had. It had that feel of old slashers, which I really love. I love horror. I love slasher. Kind of like Scream. Like the opening of Scream is that scene where is it Drew Barrymore? Whoever the hell is chilling, making popcorn, talking on the phone, and it slowly builds up until you get that scene where she's chased through the yard and the lady's killed, and that's the start of the movie. So you know how the tone's gonna flow, and that's what they did with this one, which got me super excited. I'm like, oh, this is where we're going. They kill this girl, and she's a fighter. The girl and I think she was the chick in Stranger Things who's Uma Thurman's granddaughter. Kind of looks like her. Is her? I don't know. But I was so excited for it, and I had that excitement all the way up until the reveal of the killer. And I'll tell you why it kind of started going a little bit downhill for me there, because I expected it to be a whodunit kind of situation where you're trying to figure out who it is behind the mask. And that was one of the great appeals of Scream. And it might be my fault for thinking that's where we're going to go. And then it turned into this whole witch series where, spoiler alert, sorry, the one girl disturbed the bones, and now we have a witch that's trying to kill them by resurrecting killers of the past, which is an interesting concept, that there's been killers happening in the city because these bones are here, and she's bringing them out to kill this one girl who disturbed their bones. And that's, I mean, that whole premise was good. It just wasn't what I expected, so it went a little bit downhill from like a 9 to like a 7.6 out of 10 series of movie. Sorry. And another thing that brought down this movie for me is the main character, which is this girl. She's a lesbian. She broke up with her girlfriend because she moved to a different school, a richer part of the neighborhood, and she's just pissed. She's one of those girls that hates the world. Very angsty, and I know how difficult it must be to be a lesbian in 1994, especially if you're not white even. It's just, yeah, you get the reason why she has anger, but the character herself has no redeemable qualities. And it kind of shows where and that kind of got brought up towards the end, where they figure out that, again, spoiler alert, that they have to kill this girl so that she survives. And yeah, it kind of went a little bit downhill there because, one, it was that whole situation where she was willing to sacrifice her old friends for this one girl who she loves. And then they did something stupid. Like, they put the girl's blood on the t-shirts that they're wearing currently, where you guys know that these killers are chasing this blood. Why not just have like a shirt or a piece of cloth or paper that you're carrying around, and then when they get near you, you throw it away and you're safe. That would be smart thinking, but no, they have it on their shirts and they get killed. They get killed brutally. The one thing I liked in terms of how they got killed is generally within these series you would have them getting killed here, there, like throughout the movie, whereas this whole death happened towards the end, which was kind of a switch where you thought, because usually when that happens, everyone survives in that case. And that wasn't the case. Like, these girls died in this one place. Every one of the characters, the one cool girl who was into the homie, and the guy that would generally be the weed guy in this movie. He's this dude he's laid back. He's just having a good time, even in these stressful situations, which was an interesting take on the type of character. But yeah, all in all, yeah, the main character, no redeemable qualities at all. Just so she could have a girlfriend, she acts like a brat. She doesn't assess the situation. She's willing to sacrifice her friends and mainly her family even. And the dumbest thing they did in this culmination of this movie was that they had the systematic approach of drinking pills so that they could kill a girl and revive her with EpiPens, where the story they have is of the girl drowning. So drown the girl, do CPR, bring her back. That's kind of the safest way, the quickest way to do it. But because it's a movie, they use pills, it doesn't really work out. They end up drowning the girl anyway, and she survives for now. But yeah, all in all, it was an enjoyable experience. One thing I have to comment on is the editing in this, the transitions between different scenes was hella great. It was dope because they would transition into the continuation of the story. You know, they don't need to really set up the scene because that transition set it up already. So they'd be like, yeah, this doesn't happen in the movie, but let's say it'll be like, I think it does maybe. It'll say, yeah, we have to go to the cops, and it'll transition to them speaking to the cops already. You need to watch it to see what I'm talking about. They really had really great transitions, really great tone. The last thing I didn't like was that they created this whole horror movie situation, but it had the feel of a Stranger Things, to be honest, like a bunch of kids trying to figure out what's going on. Even though there's this horror aspect of it, it was still fun and goofy, which brought it down a little bit. Like your Scream movies had one or two characters were fun and goofy, but the girl Sydney would be terrified, because there's things that happen around her, and that kind of element really grounded it. Whereas this movie, the whole tone was kind of goofy and felt like a Stranger Things-esque scenario. But all in all, it worked. I would give this movie a good 6, 7 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. It was something different than what we had now, because ever since The Conjuring, we've had these movies where, so not even The Conjuring, it's Conjuring, the Nun movies, where they relied heavily on these jump scares and not the story of the movie, which they did in this show. So I'm super excited for part 2 and part 3. Let me know what you guys thought of Fear Street 1994, and thank you guys for watching.